Hello guys, welcome to Fusionic Musicals, a place where you learn music in the simplest way. This is our first lesson of this basic course, so let's get started. The main goal of learning these basic concepts is to understand reading the musical notations. If you see this picture, you will not understand what is all that is written on those horizontal lines. You don't have to worry about that because that is why we are here and it is very easy to understand. I will show you a simplest notations. Now we will split this into different parts. First we have these 5 horizontal lines called as staff lines. These are the base on which the musical notes are written. You can see this picture. These are manuscript papers that musicians use to note down the tune of a song in the form of musical notes so that they can refer it while playing their instruments for any event, because they can't afford to forget or miss out any part of the music in the middle of the event. Now, these are the different types of notes of music. These are named as whole note, half note, quarter note, and eighth note. Now, if you see these notes, all have an oval or circular part, and except the whole note, the rest have a vertical line touching them, and only the eighth note has a tail like structure attached to that line. Now these notes are labeled based on where the oval part of the note is placed on the staff lines. Now if you see in this picture, the notes can be placed above the staff lines where the circular oval part comes above the staff lines with a small line. They can be placed below the staff lines with a small line. They can be placed touching the outer staff lines from top or bottom, or on any of the staff lines, or in between any two staff lines. Now there are other symbols that are used which we will learn about later. Now let's see how these notes are labeled when they are placed on the staff lines. You all have understood, right? Whatever we have covered till now. If not, write your questions if you have in the comments and I will solve your doubts. Now we all have started our education by learning alphabets, right? From A to Z. Total 26 alphabets we have learned. These alphabets are also used in music for labeling the notes, but only 7 alphabets are used. That is from A to G. Now if you see this picture what we had seen before, the first note you can see is called the C note. Now always remember that it is a note below the staff lines with a small line on it. It is also called as middle C. Now the next note is placed touching the staff lines from bottom, which is D note. The next note is placed on the first staff line from bottom, which is E note. The note F is placed in between the first and second staff line, and so on. Now the notes are later placed on the lines or in between the two staff lines alternatively. One is placed on the line, the next note is placed between the two staff lines, again it is placed on another staff line, and so on. Now once you reach G note, the next note that is labeled as A, then is B, and then C, and it goes on. But as of now, we will learn identifying notes only from here. So as we see, we started with C note and we kept going upwards with respect to the staff lines and ended on this note, C note. Now if you see, we have gone in the increasing order of the notes, how they are placed on the staff lines. Hence, this part is called as ascending scale. Now, there is a descending scale wherein we start from this C note and we move downwards until we reach this C note. So this part is called descending scale because we are coming downwards with respect to the staff lines. Now the combination of ascending and descending scale is what is called as a scale in music. So a scale is a combination of ascending and descending scale. Now we see that for a scale, the starting note and the ending note is same. In this case, it is C note. So for a scale to identify by a label, it is always the first note label which is used. Like in this case, for this scale, the starting label used is C. That's why this is called as C scale. That's it for now. So we'll just summarize what we have learned. Now these are called as staff lines, 5 horizontal lines on which the notes are written. These are the 5 types of basic notes: whole notes, half note, quarter note, and eighth note. The notes are labeled based on where the oval part of the note is placed on the staff lines. A scale is an order in which the notes are written on the staff lines. It is combination of ascending and descending scale. Ascending means the notes starts from bottom of the staff lines and goes upwards, and the descending scale is the notes start from the top part of the staff lines and come towards the bottom. Now the first note we see is a C note, which is a note below the staff lines with a small line on it, and the alphabets that are used in labeling the musical notes are from A to G. The musical notes are written in sequential order, ascending and descending, as we had seen, and the starting and the ending note of a scale is always the same. And the most important is a label used to define a scale is based on the label of the first note that is used. In this case, the first note is C. That is why this scale is called as C scale. That is all about in this lesson. If you have any doubts, feel free to ask them. Put your questions in your comments and I will try to solve your doubts. Thank you.